a show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Hey, what's going on, Patriots? Thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. Real quick, I want to get out, before I forget, former Vice President Dick Cheney has passed away, at the age of 84. And there is mixed reviews, or what I think of Dick Cheney. Was he a patriot of his time? Yeah, he was. He had a long and distinguished career serving the United States, both Bushes, and the state of Wyoming, the nation in general. So I'm not going to take that away, that he wasn't, didn't serve, we'll say, that he didn't serve distinguishedly for our nation. He did. What really bent my bars was the fact that he and his daughter, saying they're patriots, totally and utterly went Democrat, went liberal in attacks on Trump, mostly Liz, but Dick was right there to champion for her and badmouth Trump as well. I expect that out of liberals. I really do. Or rhinos. So is that what you're telling me? I mean, in my opinion, that it was part of a defining moment for his legacy when it comes to conservatives, because he just blasted that right out there and badmouthed Trump. So yeah, he kind of beat his legacy right into the ground in part. And yeah, you got even Fox is sitting there. I get it. Let's be empathetic. I hate using that term actually, but we'll say sympathetic to the family because of their loss, and I get it, and it is a loss for the family, and you never lose that. But they're not bringing up the issue, the one big issue with him. You can say, yeah, he like I did. Yes, he was a patriot. He did serve distinguishedly. He had a very distinguished service for our nation. But I'm me. I'm gonna be 100% as transparent as I can. I lived through most of his career. So I've pretty much seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the ugly was when the good was the service that he did for our nation. I'm never going to take that away. Unfortunately, the bad was he had that hunting accident while he was vice president. where he actually shot somebody that he was hunting with by accident. Still wondering about that one though. I mean, it does happen, but I'm still wondering. They didn't release everything. Just any specifics of how it happened. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Somebody took a bunch of birdshot. So, excuse me. And the ugly is, him turning on and bashing, along with his daughter, a duly elected president. I never heard him bash Clinton or Obama like that. So that's a little concerning for me. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you. I feel sympathy for the family. It's a loss. 84 years old. I mean, he's battled since his 30s. Battled with heart problems and heart disease since his 30s. Okay, so he's been in and out of medical care and treatment for heart disease, surgeries for decades. So I personally, myself, I'm surprised he's actually made it this far. He used to be a 3-pack a day smoker, for crying out loud. I mean, he got me beat by far. So I think he did pretty good. 84 years old, he did pretty good. Considering there's people that don't make it that long that have no underlying health issues. Just one day up and done. So, yeah, not saying that, I'm not pulling the, he lived a good old life. It was his time. Because nobody wants to lose anybody. My own personal thought is, hey, I made it this far. When it's my time, it's my time. But I have a different view and outlook on things. I always go to my wife. My wife's older than I am. By 12 years. And I always go to her. I said, I'm going to be gone before you anyway. And she was like, no, you can't. You can't die before me. I go, why? And her answer is always, I always know what the answer is going to be. But she's always like, well, because I don't have insurance on you. We don't have health insurance or life insurance on you. So you can't die before me. It's like, oh, gee, thanks. Excuse me. Always nice to hear that from your wife, right? You can't die before me. I don't have insurance. We don't have insurance on you. Just dig a hole and throw me in the ground. Or no, actually, better yet, just send me to the crematorium. It's going to be cheap. Have them put me in a plastic bag in a cardboard box. It's only couple grand. Don't worry about it. Somebody will throw me in a closet somewhere. So, but anyway, that sounds morbid, don't it? But I'm talking about myself, so it's all right. So, Cheney, like any politician, there's controversy that swells around them. He did a lot of good. He had a command presence, which after 9/11, the day of 9/11, after post 9/11, was very important. Okay, it's very, very, very important. Through both Trump administrations or Biden administration. Oh my gosh, spit it out already. Bush administrations. So, like I said, sympathy goes out to the family. Very sad for the loss, but you got to understand also there was that energy of, I don't know, I don't want to say traitor, but kind of a letdown, in my opinion. Because, one, I didn't expect that out of Liz. I did, but I didn't. But I did not expect that out of him. She put off a little bit of a vibe of kind of going both ways. I'm a centrist. No, you're a rhino. She literally was a wolf in sheep's clothing. So, but everybody goes when all of that happened, where Dick kind of like really got behind her, supported her, did those infomercials, those commercials or ads, whatever you want to call them, where he's getting right behind her and supporting her, and everybody's like, well, he's her father. She's gonna. I'm like, listen, as a father, I'm not getting behind my kids or my family for that matter if I disagree with them, if I think they're wrong. I'm not going to endorse them when I think they're wrong. It's like my wife's always, my family will stick up for me. Well, you're your sister before, God bless her soul. She passed away from cancer several years ago. But when she was still alive, my sister will always take my side. And her sister took my side on a few occasions. And she was like, what the hell? I go, because I had a conversation with her one time in just offhand that we were talking, and I had mentioned that my wife had said that she would always take her side. And I go, I have brothers, so myself, I have siblings myself, and I don't side with them. I try to stay neutral sometimes, but when I feel the need, I need to say something, I will side with who I believe is right. He said there's a difference between there's a right and there's a wrong, and when you see that your sibling is clearly wrong, you just let them know that. It's not that you're siding. They're always going to think you're siding with the other person. But it's just saying, hey, no, I disagree with you in the manner that you're in at this moment. And that's what it comes down to. And so that's what her sister did. She actually heard me. And the first time that happened, and she's like, looked at my wife. She's like, what is wrong with you? And after she left, Mike says, I can't believe my sissy didn't take my side. I'm like, there's right and there's wrong. There's right and there's wrong. And you were clearly wrong. And your sister let you know that. What do you want me to tell you? That's, I guess, was the thing that really got me when it came to Dick Cheney. When that happened, I could not believe it. I was like, you've literally got to be joking. You literally have to be joking. Maybe it's because Bush kind of came out and said some off things too, so I kind of lost respect for him too. I'm sorry, is he just not PC for you. He's not a career politician. He says things straight out the way that they are. Does that bother you? This is a leader. Well, he has to be politically correct. Politically correct does not make you a leader. Getting things done in the best interest of the American people, the American citizens, the American taxpayer is being presidential. Well, these people were very presidential. He is not presidential because we don't like the way he walks and talks and this and that. Now, I have said on numerous occasions that you have people like Oprah and yeah, all those extreme liberals in New York City and Hollywood and here, there, and everywhere, right? Hillary Clinton, the Clintons are one of some of them. You used to see pictures with Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, that's the one I was going to come up and say after Oprah. So Al Sharpton, pictures of Donald Trump with Al Sharpton, the Clintons. He did several interviews with Oprah Winfrey in the past, where Oprah actually said, "Would you ever consider running for president?" And he had clearly told her, if I ever feel the need or see that the American, I have no aspirations to run or intentions to ever run for president. But if I ever see the need that America and the American people need Donald Trump to run for president, I will. And he did. It took a long time. They don't like Donald Trump because he is a fixer. Well, how many times he's filed for bankruptcy? He didn't file for bankruptcy. His businesses did. When you have as many businesses as Donald Trump did, yes, you're going to have failures. It's just the way business works. You can't have that many irons in the fire and not have some of them go cold. It's just the way it is. Trying to paint him as a bad businessman. No, you're just jealous of the success that he's had. And listen, nobody ever would have gone after Donald Trump. If Donald Trump never ran for president, Donald Trump was never president, these things that are going on with Donald Trump, the Stormy Daniels NDA, the hush money, you just took money and signed an NDA, which is not uncommon. It's not unlawful. Here's some money. Here's an agreement. You can't say nothing. You can't talk about this. It's not illegal. Why do they make such a big deal? It's not illegal. Oh, we got to try to make it look like you got to say that he cooked the books. And then his lawyer, because Cohen got freaking burned on his own, and Donald Trump didn't come to save him, trying to make it. Oh, come on, dude. Are you serious? Such a punk. Trying to make it sound like he did all kinds. You know what? These cases against Donald Trump were one-sided. bottom line. Flip, upside down, one-sided. You flip the bowl, the Jello stayed in the bottom when it should have fell. So it doesn't matter which way you flip it, it should go back to the other side, So every time you flip it, it's going back and forth, right? So it's not one-sided. But when you flip that bowl and it just stays there, yeah, that's one-sided. Why did you use such an analogy? That's so stupid. I know it is, but it's what came out. So if he had ran, my bottom line is, if he had ran as a Democrat, he would have never gone through this. Because the Democrats thought, these liberals thought, when they questioning whether he would ever run for president, and hoping that he would run for president, that he would run as a Democrat. And when he ran as a Republican, why is Donald Trump running for as a Republican? Because he saw the problem was the Democrats. That's why. So, yeah, they got a little mad. So I do 100% believe that was retaliation. Everything that he's been going through is retaliation. Let's cook up some cases. Let's try to discredit him. Let's come up with this scandal and that scandal. I mean, come on. When you have an ex, his ex has come out and go, no, like with the E. Jean Carroll case, nope. Then there's no way that ever happened. So why did he get scammed? Because she wrote a book. She made comments and accusations of sexual assault by Donald Trump with no proof, nothing to back up that claim. And he said, no, that's not true, because he was questioned about it. No, that's not true. It's a lie. It never happened. So she sues him for defamation. I don't find that all coincidental. I really don't. But hey, they're going to do what they're going to do, and she wins. He countersues, and she wins. And he's denied. Where's your proof that it happened? A judge or a jury in their rightful mind are going to see that, or should have seen that, and went, what are you? No way, man. If I was on that jury, well, you're biased. You like Trump. Again, I say, right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm going to give you an example. These drug boat interdictions that they're shooting them up. Bang, bang. I was in discussion with a friend, and actually a couple of them, and I said, this is going to come back. This could come back to bite him right in the caboose. It would not surprise me if the international community goes after him, and potentially discusses putting a warrant out. So I believe that because now they're saying he needs to halt these boat interdictions in the manner of blowing them out of the water. Needs to stop for humanitarian reasons. He's killing drug runners. Here, why don't we seize the drugs, arrest the drug runners? They get sent back to their country, back to the cartel. and they get allowed to do it again. Well, when you are taking out these dangerous drug runners, you start dwindling or whittling down the amount of people they have to run these drugs. You're blowing their boats out of the water, so they got to continually get new boats, right? And they got to have fast boats. So eventually, you're not going to have anybody that wants to do it. So what are you going to do? You're going to start putting one person on the boat, and you're going to have another person that's forced with the threat of the death of their family into doing it. Eventually, people are going to turn on the cartels, because now the cartels are starting to dwindle. They just don't understand that there's a way to start making this work. And when you go after a president that's trying to, in these countries, they don't get it. They're in other countries. These things aren't coming into what Mexico. The Mexican president is now, how she hasn't been wiped out, I don't know. I really don't know. Because a mayor that has been very vocal in pushes against the cartels in Mexico was assassinated. How this president is as vocal as she is, pushes the way she does, and has not been taken out is beyond me. There was a raid in Buenos Aires. Was that Brazil, I believe? If I'm wrong, just pop in there to the country. But either way, the president of the country's like, why were we not informed? What is going on here? We need to have an investigation. What are you talking about? They just went in and wiped out a freaking huge part of a cartel that was pushing drugs and plus arrests in the area. Are you joking? This is the thing. What's going on? So when you got these international kangaroo courts going on, and they're going to investigate, because they're not getting, these drugs are not running from South America to their countries. These drugs are running loaded, pounds and pounds and pounds. You know, it could be 1,000 pounds or better of drugs. That's a lot, including fentanyl. They're not running to their countries. They're running to the United States of America, to our people. But it's okay. You can't do nothing about that. You have to do it our way. Up yours, international community. Up yours. You think these people give two craps about the American citizens? No, it's all about their drugs and their money and their control and their foothold they're trying to gain in the United States. You know, I'm going to use Hakeem Jeffries thing. Or, yeah. Gavin Newsom's thing about their redistricting lines that they're voting on, trying to take over control of gain Democratic lines. Because right now, about half the state is red. Maybe a little bit more than half the state is red. Why? Same thing in New York. Because you got an area that's less populated by the population of the people is less. And it just happens to be more Republicans. So they're trying to redraw the congressional lines to benefit the Democratic Party. Just like they were trying to say, the reason the lines were drawn redrawn in Texas, and this is what it's all about, because Texas redrew their congressional lines. It wasn't because they're trying to make it more beneficial for Republicans, to make sure Republicans are the ones voted into those seats. No, they were redrawn to make it even, so that it wasn't one-sided. Okay, and that's what it comes down to, one-sided. What they're trying to do in California, they said it right out. We are going to, you poke the bear, now the bear's poking back. We are going to do what we need to do to take over in DC to have those seats. So you just admitted that you are doing this with a motive, which makes it unlawful. So that would be investigated, because now it's in the game tapes. It's in the game tapes. He admitted they're doing it to take over control in DC, to get those extra votes in DC, because that's going to add 5 seats for the Democrats. So we will see. We will see. We will see. So I know this whole thing turned into a political debacle. Races. New York, very important. They got a mayor in another city actually in the Midwest. He's a socialist too, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to pull it off. I hate to say it, but Slala does not have the votes. Does not have that. I don't believe that for a second he's got the vote. I think people need to just go, okay, he's a floundering duck. We need to get behind. We just got to throw our votes behind Cuomo. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. It's freaking brutal. It makes me cringe. But I think that's what they're going to have to do. Winsome Sears has a good chance. I think people need to get out there and really, really push, get Winsome Sears elected. She would be the first black woman, I believe the first woman governor, period, for Virginia. But to be the first black woman governor, first woman and a black woman at that would be epic, man. All right. That's something that they've never seen. I mean, that's like above Obama being president. Because once that standard is set, it's happened. You can never have that first time. You'll never get that first time back. And so, and it would just be, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, epic for it to be a conservative. Jack Ciattarelli, really good chance of grabbing Jersey, putting it back in and a Republican governor, because a lot of people are concerned about the money, the energy costs, this, that, and every other thing, because of wasted funds on energy projects that are just bilking them for billions and not reducing their taxes, but their taxes are going up. So they're done. A lot of them are done. They're like, no, something's got to change. So I think you got a good chance that he was close the last time he ran. He's even closer now. So I think there's a chance for that upset to be for Jersey and Virginia, for Winsome Sears and Jack Ciattarelli to win the governor seats in those states. Mondani, I don't know, man. Cuomo's out campaigning pretty freaking hard, and he's in those Hispanic communities that are going to throw those votes out there. And he's got a lot of support from the Hispanic community. I almost believe that maybe the polling numbers are off. Listen, it's not a matter of, I can't believe you're telling people to vote for Cuomo. I can't stand Cuomo. Trust me. I've said it time and time and time and time again. And you know what Cuomo's doing, the Cuomo thing. He's going to push back against, he's not going to let Trump bully the city. So he's always been on that Trump bandwagon, but didn't let it, except for when COVID hit. And they said, okay, party politics aside, we got to work together. And he got railroaded for it. Sorry, don't like Cuomo. And I've said it right from the beginning. I think Cuomo got railroaded because he put party politics aside for COVID. So it said, there's a time and a place for it. We need to work together. This is not the time. Politics is not, right now is not the time. And he paid dearly for it. So yeah, I think he got, like I always say, he got Stormy Daniels. So he's back into his party politics. We're not going to let Trump, bully us, blah, 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 blah. And that's great. That's, whatever, dude. We know how you are. You're a scumbag. But you know what? This Mamdani's a bigger scumbag. And he's going to hurt a lot of people. He's going to destroy the city. And you know what? Cuomo grew up in that city. He's got a legacy in that city. And I think one of the things that's kind of hurting him right now is that whole debacle as governor. So I think if he had been able to run his terms as governor and get out on his own without any of the scandal, he could have walked into New York City, ran for mayor, and won. They would not be this close. Sorry. So I think that really played a big factor. I think he wants to get back in the political scene, and get back into good graces. Yeah, he actually needs to win this and rebuild his brand. So I hate to be campaigning for Cuomo. And I'm not campaigning for Cuomo, but I believe in the lesser of two evils. I think Mamdani's going to just destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. And people are going to be going, oh my, what did we do? Oh my God. After businesses up and leave, after people up and leave, he's going to destroy the city. And for Kathy Hochul to get behind, it's her covering her butt because she can't endorse Cuomo. She wouldn't endorse Cuomo because she was part of the machine to frame Cuomo. She's going to have her own, I think it's next year. Yeah, I think it's next year. I thought it was this year, but I think it's 26 is when the governor's race has. It looks, and I know you got now until that. Looks like Elise Stefanik is probably going to end up running against her. I'd love to see Lee Zeldin run again. I personally myself, I really would. So, I think he should have won. I think that was a rigged election. I really do. You're a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm just saying straight out what I believe. There was something wrong with that because he had her beat, and then you go to bed 2 hours later. There's freaking numbers that shouldn't even. It just doesn't add up. No, man, I'm telling you that the numbers were way too no. There's just way too many votes that to be to not be suspicious, in my opinion. I mean, it's like they just came out of nowhere. Boom. Like dropped from the sky. So, kind of like in the last, not this last presidential election, but the one for the Biden and Trump election. Trump was the winner. And then all of a sudden you go to bed and all of a sudden mysterious votes just dropped out of nowhere, putting him ahead. Hmm. 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 Something odd about that one. So hopefully these people get out there and they vote. And they vote the right way, because I'll tell you, they're gonna regret it. If a Democrat, these Democrat candidates for governor in Jersey and Virginia win, they're gonna be regretting it. They're sitting there going, in Virginia, we gotta fix what these Republicans did. What? You mean not letting biological males in girls' locker rooms? That's what they're going to reverse. That's one of the things they're going to fix. Is they're going to remove the ban on biological males in women's restrooms and locker rooms. Guaranteed, that's going to be the first one they're going to do away with. I was watching. I'm going to close with this. I was watching a clip. A woman. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. A black woman in New York City was kicked out and her membership terminated at Gold's Gym, I believe in the Bronx, because a biological male was in the women's locker room. And she lost her. Oh, yeah. She lost it. And she made it known. And they called the police. They had, you got to leave, blah, blah, blah. And she was letting it known on the way out. I can't believe y'all do me like this. You're going to let a biological man, let a man in the women's locker room to watch women changing. And y'all are comfortable with this. I agree with this woman. I stand behind her 100%. I'm not really sure when that all went down, but I totally stand behind her. A lot of people stand right behind her. It doesn't matter whether you're a conservative or you're a liberal, as a woman, period, party politics aside, as a woman, period, do you feel comfortable going to the restroom or in a locker room changing with a man? Because if you do, I'm sure they can come up with co-ed locker rooms. Just come up with co-ed locker rooms. Y'all are fine with changing, being naked in front of each other. Kind of like a nudist colony. Everybody's comfortable being naked around everybody. Just come up with a co-ed locker room. Have a locker room, men's room, women's locker room, men's locker room, co-ed locker room. For all those people that want to go see everybody naked. Because you're comfortable with it. Kind of like the family restroom, right? So I agree with this woman. She don't feel comfortable with a man that's calling himself a woman in the locker room, watching her change, watching her get naked. So I am totally on board with her, and I agree with her. So, all right, I'm going to bust down, but before I do, get in that, let's get those Rumble views up. If you're on Facebook, X or Truth, share the episodes. Get over to Rumble, sign up for that free Rumble account. Hit the orange and white one in logo or Patriot View, and let's get those views up. Let's get those shares up. Let's get those numbers up. We support ourselves. We have no income. We have no sponsors as well. So on our website and email should be up here in a second. Pop over to our website, okay? Bottom of the homepage is a crowdfunding box. A lot of things are done through crowdfunding now. If you want to help us out through the crowdfunding, top of all the pages on the website, there's a little gift box. Put up there by our hosting provider. Anything you gift that gift box goes directly to our hosting provider. Credits our hosting account. We don't get it. It goes to our hosting provider. So pop over there. Again, we have no sponsors. If you want something you want to get off your chest or you want to say, but don't want to put it on your own social media platform or profile, that's fine. You can send it to us. Run it through a grammar editor so it can kind of piece everything together, make everything look pretty, and everybody can understand what you're saying. If you're quoting anything, make sure it's in quotations. Okay. Sources, name of the website, in brackets, name of the website, no .com, .net, .org, nothing like that. So also the title of the piece, if there is one. What you're going to do for your quotes and your sources or references, you're going to copy and paste the index address out of the address bar at the top of your browser. You're going to paste it directly above, directly below your quote, or in the brackets. What we're going to do is we're going to hyperlink the indexed address into the text, changing the text to different colors so people click on it. It goes directly to the page on the website that you drew your quote from, or you're sourcing or referencing to support what you're saying. We will not take credit for your piece. So if you see a piece on our website that does not have a name, it's ours. We are way behind on our pieces. But if any piece you see that does not have a name, it's ours. We're trying to get in the habit of putting our names on them, but it's not always there. So must have a first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. State and location so we can see we're reaching out. Others can see we're reaching out. Okay. So like Bob from Phoenix, Arizona, or I don't know, Carmel from Hershey, Pennsylvania. So I think they make caramels. So easy, straightforward, non-identifying. The only one that's going to know it's you is you, and whoever else you tell it's you. So send us what you got. Website and email right up here. So if you're a promoter, do not comment in the comment section your promotion. You can comment anything if it's got anything to do with what the topic is. But if you're going to try to sell, be a promoter, don't try to push your promotion on the comments. Send it in the email. Okay, this is how we sort out the people that listen and the people that don't. So if you can't listen and follow instructions, then obviously we don't want to work with you. Not that we can anyway, because we got no money. We've had to cancel our live streaming platform, which really sucks because I love using that platform because we were able to live stream to the website. We were able to live stream right to Facebook. We were working on trying to get it so they do go to Rumble as well. But we could put things up real time. Okay. So instead of having to run it through an editor, we were able to put things up on the screen, just touch something, boom, boom, mix it up on the screen. We can take it back down. So, help us out. Get that crowdfunding on the homepage, bottom of the homepage, hosting on top of all the pages. YouTube, we're back up on YouTube. So guys, help us out. Get over there as well. Rumble, sign up for that free Rumble account. We have a paid Rumble plan because it gives us more storage space. But go ahead, help us out. Send us what you got. And as always, till next time, thanks again for watching this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. And stay frosty, my friends.
You just heard Patriot View
at 1A Independent News
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.